Well, the 2024 season is now in the books. We have a national champ. Who cares? Let's talk about 2025. Let's talk about Arch Manning. And let's just talk about the cold, hard reality that for the next 365 days, no matter how much hype is out there, Arch Manning and Texas is going to have a very hard time living up to it. Let's talk about it next. Hey everybody, Brian Davis covering the Longhorns for A to Z Sports. And yeah, am I excited about 2025? Absolutely. Am I excited about the start of the Arch Manning era? You bet your bottom dollar, okay? But am I also worried about how the hype is going to be out of control? Yes. Am I worried about how it's going to be dang near impossible for Arch to live up to this hype? Yes, absolutely. I've seen a lot of Texas quarterbacks come through over the last 20 years. And none of them have the type of buildup and hope and attention that 16 has on his back and on his shoulders going into a brand new season. You know, you think back of just the last, like I said, the last 20 years. Go back to the start of the turn of the century. I mean, Chris Sims, Major Applewhite, those two had their own sort of heat. That was great. Vince was different, but Vince didn't start with the level of hype and attention that was on him, although he was a very highly touted dual threat quarterback, but still he struggled really early, and he didn't become Vince Young until the big run against Oklahoma State on the road, and then all the way to back-to-back Rose Bowls and the national title. Arch Manning starts at a much elevated spot, I think, right? And everyone's going to be saying Texas is going to win it all in 2025 just because of this guy, who, let's be honest, has really only played a total sum of, 3 games total, 2.5, while Quinn Ewers was out, and then spot duty the rest of the way. The touchdown run against A&M was great, but Sark didn't use him in the CFP. He just didn't, really, if you want to look at it, things the way. So Arch is coming in as sort of I don't want to say he's a brand new quarterback because he's not, because he does have some playing experience. Almost threw for 1,000 yards, even in limited duty, right? 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's pretty good. But On3 is already out with their way too early preseason predictions. Texas #1, mostly because of Arch Manning. Analyst Andy Staples talked about Steve Sarkisian has shown in his time in Austin that he understands how to build and replenish a roster. Texas is likely going to have double-digit draft picks this year. That's a lot to work with, but Texas lost a big amount of players last year as well and still made it back to the CFP. Ohio State #2, Oregon 3, Penn State 3, and Notre Dame 5. And the Georgia Bulldogs, that's the team I'm going to be keeping my close tabs on. On3 projects them as a preseason #6. Oklahoma, A&M, not really worried about them right now. Georgia is the team on Texas's schedule that has my attention. That and obviously the season opener against Ohio State. Although I think that game is not going to be as great as a old school matchup because of the CFP, because there's so many mistakes you can make and still get to the playoffs. I think that game is going to lose a little bit of its luster, but it'll be great when those helmets collide on August 30th. But all that said, it's just I just want to start the year being on record that it's going to be very, very hard for Arch Manning to live up to the hype, short of winning the national title. I think he's got a big load to carry on his shoulders. Sark has to really help him out with that and manage the quarterback situation as well as he has all 4 years so far in Austin. Lots more to come this offseason. We'll have plenty to talk about as the draft gets closer. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe so you can get notified on all the great stuff we're putting out. Remember, it's all free. A to Z sports.com/Longhorns. Come see us for basketball, baseball coverage. Spring football will be here before you know it. A to Z sports.com/Longhorns. That's all the time I got for now. I'm Brian. We'll see you next time.